Hello, my name is Pastor Joe, and this is today's video devotional. This morning, while I was dropping my daughter off at her grandma's house, I listened to her in the back seat of my truck as she was singing a song that she had learned in children's church, and I just had the thought in my mind that how blessed I am. The day before, we had a rough day together, a rough afternoon. As a typical 3 to 4 year old, they have their own mind in certain matters, and we just had to go around all day long. And that night I was frustrated, but this morning I looked at what God had blessed me with. And I was thinking to myself, how often do we take the things that we have been blessed by God with for granted? My wife, I love her dearly, but I take her for granted all the time. Our house that we live in, I take that for granted. The cars that we drive, I take them for granted. The food that we have in our refrigerator, the heat that we have in the winter, and the air conditioning during the summer, I take all of those things for granted. But as the Word of God says in Nehemiah, let our eyes be fixed upon the Lord, because this is what happens when we don't acknowledge God and all that He has blessed us with. It says in chapter 9, talking about the children of Israel, you subdued before them the Canaanites who lived in the land, and you gave them into your hands, along with their kings and the peoples of the land, to deal with them as they please. You captured fortified cities and fertile land. They took possessions of houses filled with all good things, wells already dug, vineyards, olive groves, and fruit trees in abundance. They ate to the full and were well nourished. They reveled in your great goodness. But they were disobedient and rebelled against you. They turned their backs on your law. They killed your prophets who had warned them in order to turn them back to you. They committed awful blasphemies. So you delivered them into the hands of their enemies who oppressed them. But when they were oppressed, they cried out to you from heaven. You heard them, and in your great compassion you gave them deliverers who rescued them from the hand of their enemies. In verse 28, but as soon as they were at rest, they again did what was evil in your sight. Don't take God's goodness for granted. Don't become comfortable in your relationship with Christ thinking that all of the blessings that you have are because of your own efforts or because of your own accomplishments. Put your faith and trust solely and completely in God as your provider, and once again revel in God's goodness and greatness to His creation. We are a blessed people. Have a great day.